For generations we've heard the same advice. If you want a great garden, you need manure. It's been hailed as the ultimate soil superfood, the secret to a bountiful harvest. But what if I told you that this age-old wisdom could be leading you astray? What if using manure, especially the wrong way, could actually harm your plants, and that there's a far better, simpler, and completely free trick you can use this November to build the best soil of your life? Stick around, because we're about to uncover a method that works with nature, not against it, to prepare your garden for an explosive spring. Let's get real about raw manure. When it's fresh or hot, it's incredibly high in ammonia and salts. Here's the first myth: that all manure is ready to use fertilizer. The truth is, applying it directly to your garden can chemically burn the delicate roots of your plants, stunting their growth or even killing them. Beyond that, raw manure is often packed with undigested weed seeds from whatever the animal ate. Come spring, you're not just growing vegetables, you're fighting a jungle of invasive weeds you introduced yourself. But the biggest problem lies deeper, at the microbial level. Your soil is a living city of bacteria and fungi working in harmony. Dumping a load of raw manure is like dropping a bomb on that city. It can introduce harmful pathogens and create an imbalance that throws your entire soil ecosystem out of sync, right before the crucial winter dormancy period. So what's the alternative? Instead of hauling in bags of potentially problematic manure, the smarter, more effective move this November is to build a cold compost layer right on top of your garden beds. This technique is often called sheet composting or lasagna gardening, and it's exactly what it sounds like, building layers of organic material that will decompose in place over the winter. It's a slow, gentle process that mimics how soil is built in nature, on a forest floor. You're essentially creating a self-feeding, self-regulating system that prepares your garden for spring with zero risk and minimal effort. And the best part? You likely have everything you need already. Your primary ingredients are browns and greens. Your browns are carbon-rich materials. Think fallen leaves, shredded cardboard, old straw, or wood chips. These provide the structure. Your greens are nitrogen-rich materials that provide the fuel. Things like grass clippings, kitchen scraps, no meat or dairy, and used coffee grounds. Finally, you'll need a few handfuls of your existing garden soil. This isn't just filler, it's the secret ingredient containing the native microbes that will kickstart the whole decomposition process. It's free, it's sustainable, and it turns yard waste into black gold. Building your sheet compost bed is incredibly simple. First, clear your garden bed of any old plants or weeds. Lay down a base layer of plain cardboard, removing any plastic tape. Overlap the edges to create a solid barrier that will smother any remaining weeds and eventually break down. Give it a light watering to help it settle. Next, add your first brown layer, about 2 to 3 inches of shredded leaves or straw. On top of that, add a thinner green layer, about 1 inch of grass clippings or kitchen scraps. Then, sprinkle a light dusting of your garden soil over the top to introduce those vital microbes. Repeat this layering process, brown, green, soil, until you have a pile that's anywhere from 6 to 12 inches high. It's called sheet composting, and it's like feeding your soil a perfectly balanced, slow-cooked meal instead of dumping a pile of raw, unpredictable fertilizer. Now, you just let nature take over. Throughout the cold months, even under a blanket of snow, a quiet miracle is happening. The moisture you added and the rain and snow that fall will activate the microbes you sprinkled in. Earthworms, attracted by the organic feast, will tunnel up from the soil below. This army of microscopic workers will slowly break down the layers, mixing them together. They're not just decomposing the material, they're actively building soil structure, creating air pockets, and converting the raw ingredients into stable, plant-available nutrients. This slow, cold composting process prevents the nutrients from leaching away, holding them in reserve, ready for the exact moment your spring crops will need them most. By the time the ground thaws in spring, this living blanket will have transformed into several inches of dark, crumbly, sweet-smelling humus. This isn't just dirt, it's pure gold for your garden. This new topsoil is packed with perfectly balanced nutrients, and its spongy structure can hold an incredible amount of moisture, reducing your need to water. Here's another manure myth busted, that you need it for good soil pH. In fact, this sheet composting method naturally buffers your soil's pH, bringing it closer to the neutral range that most vegetables love. You've created a perfect seed-starting medium, teeming with billions of beneficial microbes, without any of the risks that come with manure. The results speak for themselves. Gardeners who switch to this method consistently report healthier, more resilient plants with stronger root systems. They see fewer instances of fungal diseases and pest infestations because the balanced soil biology creates a stronger plant defense system. And the harvest. Many gardeners have shared with us that they see double or even triple the yield from their sheet composted beds compared to their old, manure-fed plots. The vegetables are more vibrant and flavorful because they have access to a full spectrum of micronutrients that raw manure often lacks. Now you might have a few questions. Will it smell? No. Because of the high carbon-to-nitrogen ratio and the slow, cold decomposition, a properly built sheet compost pile has a pleasant, earthy scent, not the foul odor of a hot compost pile or manure. Will it attract pests? Unlikely. As long as you avoid meat, dairy, and oily foods and cover your kitchen scraps with a brown layer, it won't attract rodents or other unwanted visitors. How thick should it be? Aim for 6 to 12 inches initially. It will settle down to just a few inches of rich humus by spring. And is November too late? Absolutely not. November is the perfect time to start, giving the pile the entire winter to break down. So this November, I challenge you to skip the back-breaking manure run. Forget the expense and the risks. Look around your own yard and see the wealth of free, powerful soil-building materials at your feet. Try the elegant, effective trick that nature perfected long before we ever picked up a shovel. Build a living blanket for your soil, let the microbes and worms do the work for you, and prepare to be amazed. Let your garden repay you with the healthiest plants and the most abundant harvest you've ever had. If you found this tip helpful, subscribe to Soil Story for more regenerative garden hacks and real soil science that actually works. We believe that a healthy garden starts with healthy soil. Share this video with a fellow gardener who's still stuck in the manure mindset, and let us know in the comments if you're going to try sheet composting this fall. Next up, we'll show you how to use biochar to supercharge your new soil. You won't want to miss it.